All right, got another. Yesterday was Kubert class. This is the page I had turned in, and I got corrections back. I did not finish doing the corrections in class, but let me show you. This is the original corrections. There's one correction I'm not going to do because I think it would involve redrawing the whole panel. And since this is not going anywhere, it's not. I'm just going to remember next time to do it better. But anyways, I worked through most of these. This one right here, where he had me white out the light ray, he actually demonstrated in class, and it was pretty good. So that's what I did. So he actually did this. Now this is kind of, I eschew digital effects normally. But this is sort of an opaque white layer going right over the top, and I added a little bit of texture in there. And I actually quite like that effect. I think that looks pretty cool. One of the other notes he had was to move these text bubbles up, which I did. This unobscures the waitress over here. The one thing that I'm not doing is redrawing this panel to fix the perspective. It's a little off, but you know what? It looks fine to me. It's not jarring like that, like it might be. And then he also wanted to have Khonshu kind of peeking in from the sides. So I actually quite like my Khonshu over here. Well, that's an editorial decision. In my opinion, if I were the cartoonist and writer, I would not have Khonshu appearing. Because, to give you some background on the character, Moon Knight has split personalities, and he's three people. He's Mark Spector, he's this other guy, I forgot the name, a rich guy, and he's Jake the cabbie. So he's those three characters. But Khonshu is not one of his multiple personalities. Khonshu is the Egyptian god that bestowed on him his powers. So, in my opinion, he's always watching. He's always there, but I don't think he would show up at the diner. Like, let's take a seat at the booth. I think he would appear. Now, it has him appearing, so the way I had it, this isn't actually written this way in the script, is I had him just sort of appear. This is the next page, by the way. This is the next homework. Over a black screen with some hieroglyphs, because I think that explains the character better. By the way, here it is. Here's the inked version over here. He's at the diner. He realizes his tooth is loose. He takes it out, and then he talks about Khonshu, who says, "My great works do not come without sacrifice." See, Khonshu's not really part of the multiple personality thing. You turn around and there he is, right? Just for the big bird skull or whatever he appears as. And in this particular one, they're recreating this scene where Khonshu takes on the Juggernaut, who has become the avatar of Saitorak, right? A rival god. Now, if you don't know who Saitorak is, if you've ever read any of Doctor Strange, he has like several spells. He has the Flames of Faltine. He has the Iron Bands of... Well, I can't remember. No, what was it? I can't remember all the spells he uses, but one of them is the Crimson Bands of Saitorak. So it's like some kind of demon or god that Doctor Strange was always calling on, and apparently they've expanded his role. And the directions for this panel was a huge Sienkiewicz, and that's Bill Sienkiewicz, the watercolorist, picture of Khonshu defeating the Juggernaut, and they actually suggest and have him with some weapons or something like that. Khonshu's a god. I don't think he would need weapons to defeat the Juggernaut, especially since he has the power to take away other powers, and he has all kinds of mystical abilities. I don't think Khonshu would dirty his feathers on the Juggernaut here. So what I did was, to make it the way I remember Bill Sienkiewicz drawing things, a big mystical panel. I took up as much as I could afford on the page. I've been thinking about reducing these even smaller, but I'm committed. I'm in where I am. Nice big focal point on the page. That's a Neil Adams or Alex Toth thing. And he's not even using weapons. You just see power, and you see the wings encircling Juggernaut, who, despite being huge and powerful looking, is completely, defeated, right? So let's see how that flies. My other problem, though, is I moved some things around, and now I've got this latest challenge was unworthy of my avatar's attention. We're going to put it right there. And I think that there's a line that Khonshu has, and unfortunately it's written in white type. There it is right there. Tell your master. Okay. Now we're going to put it back into black for this, but I do want edit text. No, not you. I'm going to have Cytrack always speaking in white text on a black bubble there. So and I think that's even in the script. I don't always go exactly by the script. I know that's... There it is. Here's the other line. He has the second part of his line. I broke it into 2 speech bubbles. Now this is, we're not required to do the lettering, but if you know how I do comics, at this point you'll notice I always do lettering at the rough stage, because otherwise I tend to screw things up and not leave enough room, or it throws my composition off. So I always do lettering right at this stage. And I think I'm going the wrong direction here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this down here. And this one, not you. Tell your master, where is it right here? Tell your master's Cytrack that if he truly wants this realm. Okay, that one is fine where it is. I want it to flow nicely, right? So you got that. And then I've got Jake the Cabbie over here. The Juggernaut, it's supposed to be unstoppable. I did make a mistake here, and I'm unsure how to fix it just yet. But the mistake here is if you look at my template, I extended beyond the margin as if I was going into the full bleed, and I mistook the trim line as the edge. And I don't think that can fly, so we're going to fix that real quick. I think this is all sitting under panel 2, layer 2 rather. So let's just grab all that and we'll squash it. So distort and just see if it fits. And it fits. It fits. It's fine. You look at it, it doesn't look all that distorted. He might be a little bit wider than normal, but I think he's okay. And when you pull off layer 2 right there, you can see it cleans up pretty nicely. No, not perfect penciling, but it is what it is. All right. Now, because this area right here, I'm not going to do the white lettering on black. Let's get to bubbles right here. Something, this latest challenge was unworthy of my avatar's attention. I could put it up here. That would. The reason you want to do this with lettering, by the way, is you're trying to sort of guide the eye through the image, storytelling. But I already have one right there. See, that's why I can't do that one. So maybe this really belongs in that box. Well, that one for millennia belongs to the right. What if I put it... I could put it over here. I think that's an option. All right, so there's an option. So we're going to do a little bit of drawing on this one. And we have a new project starting soon. I'm doing the Tarot Quest role-playing supplement. I'm doing some art for that. I've got so here's another one. We're in narration bubbles or narration boxes. Narration boxes don't really fit inside the continuity of speech from person to person, although in this case it is an actual quoting type thing. But you got to think of them like if you were watching a movie and you heard a voiceover. So you can actually take them out of the panel a bit. I don't like usually breaking the panel border, which I've talked about on multiple times. I know it's de rigueur for some people to like to break the panel border, but it's not a great practice. The grid exists for a reason, in that it is a reliable and easily understood mechanic of interacting with the comic that the reader should understand. So we're going to go ahead and put it over there. Now, this latest challenge, I've got some extra stuff in there. That's a typo at the end. Show the keyboard. All right, let's get into the, not that one, this one. Dang it. What we're erasing here are some pencil lines that I had for the previous narration box, now that I'm moving them around a lot. Let's go ahead and, I don't like how I did this line. Anyways, a couple of you guys have been asking, is it worth it to take the Kubert courses? And in my opinion, it's totally worth it. It's a skill you'll have forever, and it will bump you up no matter where you are. I mean, in your art, at least your ability. It's not really about art. It's about composition, and it's an unteachable, skill. Otherwise, you have to learn it from someone. All right. This latest challenger. And then for millennia. Okay. Let's put it right here. Select all. We're going to change it to black temporarily. And I think this looks good because we're going to go cruising right through here. See the whole scene, and then boom. All right, looking good. Let's get back into the bubbles layer. This one's also a narration box. And once again, this is another reason why I worry about getting my text on at the rough layer. Because if you don't, you could easily mess this up. And I think I'm close to being too big right over here. I'm actually going to have to scrunch just a little bit. Scrunch my drawing down. But anyway, little tip from me, if you believe it. you don't agree. Alright. Oh, and this is a narration box, so it's supposed to be in black too. Oh, that's good. That's fine. Let's use 4 millennia. 4 millennia. That. All right, let's scrunch him down a little bit. This time, I'm gonna go freehand. Uniform. The important parts are the heads and the hands. Let's pull the pencils off completely. I'm looking for tangents for anything where it's kissing, it's too close. I think we're okay. All right, let's get back in here and do the juggernaut. First of all, I'm going to bring up a reference image of the juggernaut. I haven't really cared about the juggernaut since the 90s. Let's see. Created by Jack Kirby. I want to use his original costume, not his stupid new costume. I like that one. Yeah. The classics are best. Alright. And he's got this cool dome helmet. And the dome helmet has sort of triangle-shaped eye pits. And there's... like, he can't be stopped, so we're going to put some bullet pitting on there where it's like somebody tried to shoot him, but it just bounced right off. And, oh, here's another tips and tricks. When you have a character like the Juggernaut or the Hulk, all your human art references, you can just throw them right out the window. They were designed like circus strongmen. They're basically starfish. Their arms and their hands are as big as their heads, or bigger, right? So you can go out of proportion. In fact, you should be. This goes along with my philosophy of cartooning. You can't do this with a CSP model or a light-boxed photo of your roommate that you took on your iPhone or something like that. So don't even try. Let's see. Yeah, I think we're good. Okay. Now, what is his... He's got kind of this onesie-looking outfit. I'm going to have to erase some. And then he doesn't have gloves exactly. He's got like these straps that are around his... He's got two straps, one in the hand, one on the forearm, one around mid-bicep, which we can't really see here, but we can see it here, so. I'm looking at this. Thumb, finger, 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 finger. All right, does he have a belt? Yes, he has like this belt with these circles. That's looking good. Alright, what else does Juggernaut have? He's got those big superhero boots. In this case, we're mostly not there. We don't see them. But the same crazy proportions of the hands are going on with the feet as well. So it's like, you know, just keep that in mind. And then we're going to have all kinds of energy kind of zooming in on him. Alright, all this looks pretty good. Here's the other cool thing about this. Because this takes place in this sort of mystical quasi-reality, I don't think we have to worry about the background too much. Let me take a look at the helmet again. I'm taking a look at it. Yeah. Like I can imagine. What's going on there? All right. Let's go in with ink. I had an idea about doing a sort of core shadow over the forehead. Which maybe I'll still do. So let's pull off the pencils. Looking good. Oh, come on now. There's a good chance we could get into some shading shenanigans. I like that. Because of all the magical effects here, so we're going to think about, you know, maybe we use that to our advantage. What kind of dramatic lighting do we want to use? Because of the shading. Alright, how about this one is also a band? Let's take a look. Yeah, it's like a little rip in his costume. The unstoppable juggernaut. Let's take a look. I get that finger in. Oh, we're on the right track. This is not going to be my best figure drawing ever. Way out of my comfort zone with the this kind of figure. Although I've done my share of sort of big guys, like Adam Frankenstein was meant to be sort of the same kind of body type. The circus strongman type. That's what I like to think of it as. Alright, how about this other one? If you have your old copy of Drawing Comics the Marvel Way, remember that they actually, when they're showing you how to do figure drawing, they have a special section aside for the thing. Whereas all the other characters are done using the traditional sort of Loomis method, you know, figure construction. The thing is done with circles. Now, I didn't do this guy in circles, but I tried to capture him nonetheless. Alright, this is this mid. How am I doing this? I got it wrong. A little confusing, so we're going to pull off the pencils again. Alright. Tell your master Cyterac. That needs to be up. I'm trying to move all of his speech bubbles away. Yeah, okay, good. Alright, let's get into it. Alright. That's too low. Closer to right there. I think it's dumb of me to commit to this part of the lighting yet, but I'm thinking of underlighting. You know? Anyway, we're getting somewhere. I saw a really interesting cartoonist kayfabe this morning where they were kind of roasting the Amalgam Universe's Lobo the Duck, which is a mashup of Howard the Duck and Lobo. And they're like, I don't get it. Why would anybody read the Giffen Lobo? Like, Giffen created that character. That's Giffen's character. And it's like, well, why would they mash up Lobo and Ambush Bug? And so it's Lobo, Ambush Bug, and Lunatic, a character they don't even know. All those characters are really the same character Giffen created. He created Lunatic first, and then basically when he went from Marvel to DC, his version of Lunatic became Lobo. With some, a couple of changes, as you might do. And then when he really got to the point where he wanted to be satirical, that's where he got Ambush Bug. And the other one is, of course, the Heckler. And the other thing is they show Ambush Bug in this big trench coat looking thing. It's Trencher. That's the other Giffen character. It's like, are you guys not seeing the joke here? Well, anyways, I mean, it's very much an inside joke. This is some, what do they call that? Inside baseball. But they were a bit baffled by it. They'd never read The Defenders, one of those things. It's not a comic that they were. Defenders was my favorite. They were great. I cannot remember for the life of me what his belt looks like. Did it even the pencils? Yeah, he's got some kind of, once again, it's a circus strongman look with these big rivets. Let's do the legs. Oh shoot, I'm at time. Alright, so the legs, he's going to look like this. And then we're going to have Khonshu in the back. Right there. And these wings will be just sort of wrapping around Juggernaut here. And there's going to be just power just coming off. And, how does Khonshu defeat Juggernaut? Well, Khonshu's a whole Egyptian god, Alright, please like, follow, and subscribe. There will be more comics later. Starting soon, we'll be looking at Tarot Quest and doing some of the art from that. I got to draw an angry king, I think is the first thing I got to do, full page. And then a cleric playing some cards. And I will see you later.